Hello gamers, welcome to Game Recaps. In this video, I will discuss about Gregory, the main character in the game Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. But first, please watch my previous video, which explains the plot story of Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach gameplay. Okay, without further ado, let's discuss about Gregory's character in the game Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. We certainly already know that Gregory is a boy trapped in the mega Pizzaplex, who we estimate to be around 12 years old. Based on the footage in the bad ending, we assume that Gregory lives alone and has no parents, relatives or family, because the boy has nowhere to go when he manages to get out of mega Pizzaplex. In the end, Gregory chooses to hide in a cardboard box in a small alley and use old newspapers to keep out the scorching cold air. When Freddy first met Gregory in his room and scanned the boy for information about him, Freddy did not find any information about Gregory. This indicates that Gregory sneaked into the mega Pizzaplex without going through the main door and was not registered as a guest. Maybe Gregory is an orphan who might be in the vicinity of the mega Pizzaplex. As we know from the newspaper that Gregory used it as a blanket, there was news about the disappearance of local residents, most of whom were children the same age as Gregory. Something around mega Pizzaplex may be targeting the children, and soon after that, they start to disappear. In the bad ending, we are shown that Gregory is being targeted by something, which is none other than Vanny.
Are you having fun yet?
The explanation about Vanny is in the previous video, guys. Most likely, Vanny was deliberately targeting the children outside the mega Pizzaplex to avoid people's suspicion of the place. Because if the children disappeared after they were found to have entered the mega Pizzaplex, it would provoke people's suspicion and jeopardize the plan. Therefore, Vanny deliberately targets her victims outside the mega Pizzaplex, terrorizing them, until in the end, her targets will automatically enter the place so that she can more freely carry out her actions, like what she did to Gregory. Maybe all this time, Vanny had been chasing Gregory outside the mega Pizzaplex until the boy finally decided to hide inside the mega Pizzaplex, which is exactly what she wanted. Thinking that the mega Pizzaplex might be a safe place to hide, Gregory doesn't realize that the place is Vanny's base, where she has sabotaged the animatronics and influenced Vanessa to hunt down Gregory and kill the boy, like her other victims.
There you are!
However, Vanny didn't anticipate that Freddy had a system malfunction, forcing the animatronic to shut down for a moment and switch to safe mode. Because of that, Freddy was the only animatronic that was not sabotaged by Vanny, so he didn't attack Gregory and instead helped him. While Freddy was sleeping in his room after being shut down, Gregory quietly entered Freddy's stomach and spoke to him. Gregory then tells Freddy that a female entity is trying to catch him and the other animatronics who are also hunting him. Feeling sorry, Freddy was willing to help Gregory get out of mega Pizzaplex. Freddy then tells Gregory that the other animatronics will do the same because they have been programmed not to hurt humans. And Freddy thinks that something has changed his friends, so they attack Gregory. With the help of Freddy, Gregory tries to escape from mega Pizzaplex while avoiding Vanny, Vanessa, and other animatronics who have the ambition to catch him. In this game, we are shown the figure of Gregory, who turns out to be quite smart and understands technology very well, where he can control CCTV cameras and various security equipment in mega Pizzaplex. With his ingenuity, Gregory can defeat the other animatronic, repair Freddy, and upgrade Freddy using spare parts from the other animatronics, making it easier for them to get out of mega Pizzaplex. Not only that, but Gregory also knows how to charge Freddy in a pinch. This implies that Gregory has been familiar with technology since he was young, where he is most likely a son from a wealthy family who has a variety of sophisticated technology in their home. However, it seems that Gregory suffered a very tragic fate, leaving the boy alone in this world and no longer having a place to live. Another theory is that maybe Vanny needed Gregory's genius in technology to repair the broken spring trap, or because Glitchtrap or William Afton, known as the Purple Guy, purposely controlled Vanny to lead Gregory into the mega Pizzaplex to use the boy's genius to make the evil plan a success. This is evidenced when we see the room where Vanessa keeps Gregory, where there are lots of children's clothes in the room, which indicates that Vanny's victims had also been there before. William Afton is known to be a psychopath who often targets small children as victims. Another proof is when Gregory plays the game Princess Quest in Vanny's room, where in the game there are quite a few shades of purple that can direct our suspicions to the purple guy. In the sad ending trailer, it is said that the Mega Pizzaplex was deliberately burned by Freddy to destroy the crazy animatronics and end it all. After that, Freddy then threw himself with Vanny. Seeing Freddy, who sacrificed himself, Gregory rushed downstairs to ensure Freddy was okay. Arriving at the bottom, Gregory then took off Vanny's mask and found out that Vanessa, the female security officer who had often chased him, had been behind Vanny. But then, we are shown the figure of Vanessa, who is still alive on top of a burning building. It's possible that Vanny and Vanessa are twin sisters, and because Vanny is influenced by glitchtrap to hunt down children, Vanessa is somehow affected too. Seeing that Vanny is only wearing a costume to hide her identity, it's possible that glitchtrap only affects Vanny and Vanessa mentally.
Gotcha!
At first, Gregory didn't know that Vanny was human. In Vanny's ending disassemble footage, Gregory, who panicked because he had been cornered by Vanny, accidentally activated the robot command tool to turn Vanny off. Still, it didn't work because Vanny was not controlled digitally. In his struggles, while at the Mega Pizzaplex, Gregory forms an emotional bond with Freddy, who is willing to help him when everyone else ignores him. Gregory also considers Freddy as his only best friend and loves the animatronic robot very much, which indicates that Gregory has never had a friend or someone who cared so much for him. Therefore, on various occasions, Gregory always invites Freddy to get out of Mega Pizzaplex and run away with him. At one end, it looks like Gregory still takes Freddy out of there, even though only Freddy's head is left because his body has been damaged by Vanny's robots. In the good ending trailer, Gregory managed to bring Freddy out of the Mega Pizzaplex while charging the robot using a car battery. In this ending, Gregory is also seen to drive a car, which indicates Gregory is not a random boy. Actually, there may still be many unsolved mysteries and interesting stories in other Five Nights at Freddy games, which we are asked to find out for ourselves. There is also a theory that Gregory might be sent from the future to destroy the Mega Pizzaplex, and Vanny was ordered to prevent this. This can be seen in the true ending footage, which shows that Gregory managed to find a spring trap in Mega Pizzaplex's underground, then pressed a button to stop it and set the place on fire. It is revealed that the large and luxurious Mega Pizzaplex was built on top of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Palace, which was the backdrop for the 6th FNAF game. And the only way to stop glitchtrap's plans was to burn them all due to the threat of William Afton or the purple guy. After that, Gregory and Freddy lived together and had a happy ending. Actually, there are still many mysteries that have not been revealed in this Five Nights at Freddy security breach game. One of which is how Gregory was originally able to enter the Mega Pizzaplex. Okay, that's all a brief discussion about Gregory. Of course, this is just a theory that crossed my mind with reference to some of the instructions contained in the game and also footage of some endings. If you have other theories or other facts, please tell me in the comments sections.